It's the best I can do. You want from fries with that too. Come to the dance, do the Stevie Lou dance. Get ready with your stance. Don't make mud in your pants. Come on now. Stevie Lou, it's like I'm preaching to you. You know it's all I can do. That was a car song too. Yeah, yeah, I am Stevie Lou. I'm the lord of the dance. I'm fine to share with you that I make doo-doo in my pants. Wipe it. Come on! Do the Stevie Lou dance.
All right. Is that the fuck? You know, sometimes it's just way too much. Yeah. All right. Anyway, this is for the lip read. That the first part of this section of the show was for the lip readers. For all the lip readers in the house. Yeah, thank you very much, Flat Cat, Jessica, for keeping an eye and an ear in this case on the Lou Dog. Wow. Fuck StreamYard, honestly. Fuck StreamYard. Fuck all streaming services. Fuck EVMux. Fuck YouTube. Fuck StreamYard. You don't make it easy. You fucking charge us for this bullshit and you don't make it easy. So if anyone out there is listening, please make a better system. Because what the fuck? I mean, every time I do the same thing and then all right, I'm getting angry and I don't need that. I've had a few sips of coffee this morning too. Been up for a little bit, going over some stuff. And look at this. I'm fucking all distracted, and I'm not starting in a sec. Okay, just let's be clear. Not starting in a sec. I've started already. So let's take that down. But hello, yes, I'm Stevie Lou. If you didn't know, if this is your first time checking in, hello. Good afternoon, morning, Jesus. This is off to a fucking great start. I don't know if you can tell, but I did consume some cannabis just moments before the show started. I actually, as a matter of fact, I smoked what I would describe was a joint the size of a Lincoln log. I don't know if anyone knows what that is. I mean, it was like a dry erase marker size joint. I didn't even smoke a quarter of the thing before I put it out and came back in to join you folks. So I was a little out of it um, as far as keeping things in order. But you're here. We're all queer, so get used to it. Um, let's check in with you. Look at this, Megan. Happy Father's Day, Cat Dad. Love your personality, Megan. Thank you for the $10. That's a big start to the day. And I guess I will pass along the happy well wishes to all the fathers out there in the Dabbleverse. And also, I want to take a moment to just acknowledge the bastards. Like, this has got to be a difficult day for any bastard in America. I'm sure a lot of you don't think this whole thing through. You know, you think, oh, Father's Day, it just is a good old time for everyone. No, no, no. Father's Day can be a bit of a traumatic day for some people, and most importantly, the bastards. So I guess it's my duty. I feel to acknowledge all of you out there just doing their thing today because you don't have a father. So I mean, if I think of famous bastards, I think of the old dirty bastard. That's probably the number one bastard of all time. A big fan of ODB, little Stevie Lou was growing up in New York in the 90s. The Wu Tang Clan, throw the W's up. Uh, and let's be real, folks. We here at the Lou Nation, the Lunatics United, we throw the L up. And as a matter of fact, I'd like you all to just take a second to throw your L's up if you hadn't already. If you've done your L's for the day, that's fine. But if not, throw them up. That's absolutely a variation of throwing up the W. If I was going to say, the first thing I ever threw was probably a W. That's what we do. Like just yo, Wu Tang. I'm down. I'm down. But things evolve. We take things, we run with them, and here that is in the form of the L on the head. So you do it. We're doing it. Thank you again to Megan for checking in. I would like to just acknowledge for one moment that we have a new membership level. I, I went live earlier this week to announce this. I don't know if a lot of you were here, but just to reiterate, there is a little lunatic membership level. $2.99 is all it takes, folks, to become a lunatic. We've got other levels too, much more extensive levels if you want to really show some support. But right now, every single one of you out there who's not a lunatic member, you got to consider either joining or giving memberships to the other people out there. This is a great way to show support and bring some more folks into the fold. I will say we are going to make use of the membership function. The fact that I've put this new level in, I'm not just going to do it for fun. We're going to actually start utilizing some of the function. I'm going to take these shows down. Going to be taking these shows down, not just yet. I'm going to give us a little buffer period before I do that, but I'm going to start taking these shows down after and putting them behind the paywall. So you can watch them live for free, no problem. But if you want to check it out after the fact, you got to become a $2.99 member. I think it's the least I could ask. But also, I'm going to start doing some live members only streams. And you might ask me, Stevie Lou, well, what is that going to be? Well, an interesting thing happened this week when I was, reminiscing about a buddy of mine who passed away. I was kind of going through my phone and just checking in on some stuff. And I noticed that I still have some voicemails, some old voicemails going back almost 10 years now from Eastside Dave McDonald. So I figure this would be a great way to utilize the membership function. Why not? Let's do some special edition Lou Live, the Eastside Dave voicemail tapes. I think this would be a wonderful opportunity for you folks to hear some of the fun stuff that was going on behind the scenes while I was at Compound Media working with Eastside Dave 10 fucking years ago at this point. So let's see if we got anything here. Let's see if can you hear these? Does this work? Hold on.
Stevie, I need you to call me. Thank you.
Okay, that's not much there.
Stevie, I need you to call me. Thank you.
Okay, so that's a little taste, though, of some of the things that Dave would call me and say. Here we go. This might be better.
Stevie, I'm still waiting for you to give me a ring back because I gotta discuss this shit before it gets out of hand. I mean, now Keith is pissed off at the actual episode. This is all the things that happen. Okay, bye.
All right, that's getting a little more spicy. So let's just do that one more time so you can hear it.
Stevie, I'm still waiting for you to give me a ring back because I gotta discuss this shit before it gets out of hand. I mean, now Keith is pissed off at the actual episode. This is all the things that happen. Okay, bye.
I think Dave might have been on some substances when he sent that last one there, but I think that it would be a great way to celebrate like 10-year anniversary of the whole Eastside Dave program. I'll go through them, and I'm not just going to play them like that. I'll pull them up and make sure there's nothing really insane. I mean, who knows? Honestly, I got nothing to really hide here. If anything, Dave might not be the most pleased about this, but fuck that guy. He was nothing but a dick for the most part to me. So, and honestly, I haven't heard from the guy in fucking years, if not longer. So, what are you going to do? It's time to maybe open up the vaults there, but I'm not going to do that live on just the channel. We'll do it members only. So again, This is your opportunity to get in while it's still cheap. $2.99 is the new level. Open up your gifted tabs so that you can receive memberships. Send those fucking memberships. We got a great show here today lined up. It's not just going to be a straight grift. Got some tape to review. As a matter of fact, I wanted to clear the record on something very specific, and that is coming up in a few. Short show today also. Got some stuff I got to take care of, and again, it's Father's Day out there, so you do what you got to do. But thank you for everyone checking in. Flimsy Greenberg, I see, is in the chat. Yeah, we're gonna have some good times with that, Flims. For any of you longtime Compound Media fans, any old school TACS fans that used to watch Eastside Dave, you're going to be in for a treat. My friend Michaela, my moderator Michaela, checking in with the L's. Thank you very much. T.O. Hank checking in. What's up, brother? Balls deep, my man. 07, throw up the L. Yeah, and hit the like button. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. All that shit's free. Leave a comment in the video after we're done here. Thank you very much to everyone who responded and threw a comment down after last week's episode or last episode. That was very, very kind of you. My heart goes out to you for being loyal lunatics. Stevie, Megan, my friend who started the day off with a beautiful $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Megan. You rock. Stevie, did you ever read The Master and Margarita? Johnny Depp just bought the rights to it to make a movie. My favorite book ever. No, I have not. The Master and Margarita by Bulgakov. Okay. Some satire set in 1930s Moscow. It looks like the devil is a main character here. Written Soviet Union, written between, and it was written over 12 years, censored. Wow. Okay. A lot going on here, Megan. I'm going to put it on the list. I guess I got to put this on the list. I'm going to put this down to the side here, and I will give you a little insight on the Liu household. Stevie Liu, I can read. I know how to read. I am a reader, but these days I get so carried away with a lot of bullshit and work that I don't take the time to read, and it's a shame. It's a goddamn shame. So one of my latest goals, to-do list sort of deals is to start picking up a book every once in a while. So this looks like this could be a good. I mean, I don't honestly. It's a little intimidating when I hear this Russian lit shit. But if you're giving me a suggestion here, if from one lunatic to another, I will absolutely give it a look. The wife, I will say, Mrs. Liu, is the reader of the family, so I'll very much suggest it to her because she reads every day. It's part of her routine, and she's a very, very smart lady. And this sounds like this would really be up her alley too. But goddamn, thanks for the rec. And as a matter of fact, if you ever have any recs for Stevie Liu, you're more than welcome to send them through here. We love looking up shit and getting into things. As a matter of fact, I have a recommendation for myself. I'm gonna move this broom. It's fucking, it's bothering me. But so there we go. Got a lot of cleanup to do today around the place, you know. Crazy week in New York with this fucking parade, the Knicks. World Cup has been boring. But yeah, where are we at? Okay. Grift off personal messages. Great. Yeah. Yep. Toddler cock, you're exactly right. That's what I feel like doing. It's my right to do it. I don't believe there's any legal issue with playing voicemails sent. I mean, if there is, let's go to court. Let's fucking be another court case in this dumb universe. So, wow. Let's see. Okay. Everybody needs to read this book. Detroit by Dark. Thanks for the $5, my dog. Your show helped me kick Ebola. Wow. I didn't know this. But man, I've been hearing a lot of this sort of stuff lately in this universe. People are thanking shows for being there through other people's tough times and helping them work through things. So this is major. I'm going to keep this up for a minute. Detroit by Dark says that your show, Stevie Lou, Lunatics, helped me kick Ebola. So, wow, just let that fucking sink in. And that's Ebola. That's a flesh-eating disease too. So, I'm wondering if it ate his foot, and that's why he said it helped him kick Ebola. Because sometimes that's what it'll do. It'll just take the foot just clean off. But yeah, big fan of viruses. Stevie Lou, if you'd be surprised. That's one of my hobbies is virology. What the fuck? But back to the show. Thank you very much, Detroit by Dark. Excellent job yesterday on Jake Hudson. I gotta say, anybody who's entering the dab through the Hudson doorway is just good in my book. So shout out to you and your whole crew. All right, let's get into some stuff here. Okay, I guess we'll start off. We're gonna, I guess, have to just go and just the elephant in the room. Shmuel Buckman. Where do we start here with Shmuel, the passive aggressive prick? I guess yesterday, Saturday, a beautiful day in New York, I will say. And some streams were set up, some conversations were had, I guess, behind the scenes that I was not privy to, but I guess Husey and Shmuel have been having this back and forth lately about some sort of issue. I don't want to get into that because Husey's been covering it, Shmuel's been covering it. It fucking bores me to tears, the X's and O's of this thing. The bottom line is that Shmuel had an opportunity to get on air and hash it out, which would be the entertaining thing to have done. I don't think anyone can argue that point at all. Shmuel decides, in his infinite wisdom, apparently, to not show up, make excuses, and then do his own live stream solo later on at night to try to, quote unquote, clear the air or at least give his side of things, which ends up becoming just a complete fucking whitewash. So yesterday I go on Husey's show. Husey invites me on days in advance. Husey advertises that I'm going to be on the show days in advance. No ambush whatsoever. As a matter of fact, Husey made a point to make it a non-ambush, to make it clear that I was coming on the show. And that was lost on Mr. Buckman there because he used that as part of his, again, excuse to not show. And that's part of this problem that I have with Shmuel too, is that he is the kind of guy that will give multiple excuses for either doing something or not doing something, and then use the different excuses in different slots with different audiences or different, for different advantages, I guess, to him, to or as far as he might see it, which I think is a just fucking douchebag, dirtbag move. So again, had full opportunity to come on air with Hughes, the Hughes man, and clear the air, but bitches out. bitches out like a coward in this arena, this Dabbleverse, whatever the fuck you want to call it, interaction is the lifeblood. So when you want to be part of this fucking thing and you want to talk shit, and fucking Shmuel talks shit nonstop on his fucking show, but then when you have an opportunity to hash things out, you cower away, you make excuses. I think it's just fucking total chicken shit pussy behavior, and something that this guy has done in the past, continues to do. And at this point too, he needs some sort of ground to gain. His stock is dropping rapidly. So in order to turn it around, I'd say you gotta step up, Shmuel, and go in and not be a passive aggressive bitch. Not be a fucking backbiting fucking little hen pecking in the cage. Go and confront. And I don't say like scream at people and shout over people like Gino, but go on man to man on the big stage. Go on MLC when you get the link a few hours later, when Panhandler sends you the link, when Kevin graciously allows you to come on to his show. And more on that also in a second. And you respond, I'm not in the mood. He wasn't in the mood. And I get it. When you get a little bit older, you got to maybe take a pill to get in the mood. Whatever he needed, it's just sad because he'll sit there and criticize me. He'll criticize Kevin Brennan. He'll criticize Karmic. He'll criticize Steel Toe. He'll criticize Gino. He'll criticize Keanu like a little backbiting bitch by himself on his stream in his little bubble. But when he has the opportunity to, like I said, get in the arena and debate, bring some of the things up that you've said on air about somebody to their face on a stream. Is that so much to ask? Not anybody till Jake put you through a fucking table. That's a great point. How much is in your coin jar? Can we go to Coinstar? That actually isn't a bad bit. That's like it's probably almost a year of change. It's got to be something like $100 maybe a little less. But Megan kicking in saying that Stevie helped me kick botulism. Yeah, I guess all the bacterias. That's my thing. I'm an antivirus. He said everyone who super tips them beat a sickness. Yeah, that's fucking sickness, all right. Is Lemmy in the chat? A little Lemmy's in the chat. There she is. It was wonderful being back on stream with Lemmy yesterday. And go check out the Husey show. We pulled a good one out yesterday, I think. At least I had a great time with it. And I think that's a sign of a good show, is when the participants feel good about themselves coming out afterwards. Kind of like MLC. I mean, a lot of people have been commenting lately that MLC's been on a good run. And often I'm coming out of those shows feeling good, which is one of the reasons why I will go on and do the show, is because it is a fun time. Now, yesterday, you might argue that I didn't have the greatest time. I mean, I did maybe take a little bit of a tongue lashing. It seemed like Mr. Brennan was in a interesting mood. But I came back in to finish the show off strong, which is what a real man in the Valley of Men, as a matter of fact, would do. Not a pussy in the Valley of Cowards. Okay, so I just want to make that very clear, that there's two types of fucking actors in this play. Okay, there's the fucking people who show up and fucking stand up for what's right speak their mind and tell people things to their face. And then there's the cowards who fucking tuck their tail and run. Ugh. So, fuck Shmuel Buckman at the end of the day. I was watching a little bit of a clip on the Final Bosses channel. Shout out to the Final Boss. I think I went to Dabble Dashboard first and saw that the boss had a clip up. Let's pull up the old fucking Dabble Dashboard from my man Flimsy Greenberg, because this is always a fun segment to see what's going on here. I'm in the Clippers corner. So yeah, you go to dabbledashboard.com. It's as easy as that. First window or the first tab that comes up is the live streams. You see, look, Stevie Lou is live right now. We got Mr. Doug Nailsin doing his thing. Good old Doug Nailsin. And then the second tab, which I honestly think was a tremendous advancement on this software here, was the Clippers corner. And we've got Dirty Jersey Rat clip here. Povo's Clown Town. It was Dirty Jersey. It wasn't the Final Boss. Oh, no, excuse me. Look at that. They both clipped it. And that's sometimes the fun of it. Sometimes you get different clip takes. But yeah, I believe I watched the Boss's version today. So if you didn't watch those shows last night, check the clips out. Go to dabbledashboard.com for all your Dabbleverse needs. What else can we say here about that? But yeah, I saw Liam McEnany, a guy who I am very much on record not being a fan of, giving the Shmuel man a little piece of his medicine, a little taste of his own medicine, and really bringing it to him, breaking down a lot of Shmuel's tactics. So check that clip out when you get a chance later on there. Let's see. All right. The main thing I wanted to roll into here on Shmuel, because let's be real, this guy wants to talk shit, claim that I'm a fucking Kevin Brennan lapdog, that just because I go on MLC, that means I'm a fucking, I'm a whatever, a slave to Kevin. Nothing to do with, it's a really good show that I've been involved with for 8 years. None of that sort of stuff goes through that fucking dummy's head. It's got to be, the Pat Dixon narrative. The Stevie carries water for Kevin Brennan. It's funny. You see two people out there that say the same points, more or less. Pat Dixon and Shmuel Buckman. It's almost like those two talk about me on the back end. I would almost hazard to guess, but nonetheless, something came up this week that I guess I'm involved in, to the degree that Shmuel keeps mentioning my name when it comes up. He claims that I've been saying something about him that's just completely untrue. So I guess that's Shmuel, in a way, trying to call me a liar. This is a way Shmuel is trying to claim that I'm unreliable. This is just a way that Shmuel's trying to demonize me. And claiming that my words, my claims are completely unwarranted, that are completely made up, that have no merit, that are baseless. Right? This is what I've heard out of Shmuel's mouth. And as a matter of fact, I didn't bring this up. Shmuel himself, which is one of these talents this guy has, was running his fucking mouth to no one other than the Quadfather on this new show that these two fucking knuckleheads have. And he's just throwing it out into the air, saying, Stevie accuses me of being a pedophile for no reason. Well. It just so happens that there was an actual reason to why I said what I said. That is not something that I will normally do. just make things up out of the blue. I know that people like to try to accuse me of that. It's clear, it's a real dirty politics sort of technique where you just throw ad hominem attacks at someone who you don't like. And you figure, hey, if I just say this, enough people will believe it. It'll stick. But at the end of the day, he's right. Because lo and behold, I started to look into things. And that's probably like part of my autism, whatever I'm on, like the spectrum, and what is kind of like why Kevin brings me on, I think, to MLC is because I've got a weird brain. I look at things a little differently. I remember things pretty well. I can research a little bit. And I can see angles on things that a lot of other people don't see. And I can bring receipts. So let's fucking go, right? Let's do it. I know there's been a lot of fucking this and that back and forth and hemming and hawing where it's like, enough with this pedophile thing. Blah, blah, blah. Let's just be thorough. Let's just be thorough and let's just go through a couple of points here that I've noticed here. Okay. And I guess I'll just start it off with I got to give a shout out to Penny and the Big Dork. Big Dork did reach out to me this week, and I got to give him some respect because he was very meticulous and professional with his approach to this whole situation. And he did come to me and ask me just a couple of questions, and I felt like he was doing a good job trying to just fact collect to get more of an idea of this whole Shmuel said something very, very off color. Let's just put it that way for now. Recently, or no, a while back, and it's come up in several venues where people have said, hey, Shmuel said something on air that was really, it is something that someone who has pedophile tendencies would say. That's what I'll say here. Okay. Not calling him a pedophile, but the words that came out of his mouth and the reasoning behind it are the words and reasonings of someone who has the tendencies of a pedophile. Okay. I'm going to stand by that statement and give you the proof. You could disagree with me. That's your opinion, but I have approached this very fairly. And we've broke this thing. I've personally broke this down. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that Shmuel has been misrepresenting what he's been saying, what he had said. He's been lying and trying to twist what he said ever since. And here we go. All right, let's pull this up here. Penny and the Big Dork from the other day. I think yesterday, actually. I'm kind of just jumping in here. And please go watch Penny and the Big Dork. Watch this whole episode because I'm only taking a small segment of here. But these two really broke it down. And I'm going to try to summarize it here and give you some of my findings. So,
and there are people that believe it. Stevie's gone and spread it all over the place.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, so here's the clip. I believe this is the one where I've fixed the audio with the mouth.
I gotta say, I initially was sent this clip of Shmuel making these statements. I did not pull that clip myself. When it happened, I forget who the fuck it was, but some Twitter follower sent me this clip, and I put it out there because Pat took the episode down right after. So this episode is not able to be found out on the internet, but this is one of those things where people clip shit and record. So that's why the footage isn't so readily available.
On and spread it all over the place.
Yeah, I have no idea.
In any event, I don't know. This is fucked up. In any event, the deal that's so funny about that one is, she was hot when she was a kid, you know,
Uh-huh.
and it's like
Uh-huh.
whores. That's the thing they go through. Like they're young, they're I guess all women do, but usually you try to settle down beforehand, right? And she's all young and attractive.
One more time. One more time.
Like whores. That's the thing. Hot when she was a kid, you know,
Uh-huh.
and it's like whores. That's the thing they go through. Like they're young, they're I guess all women do, but usually you try to settle down beforehand, right? And she's all young and attractive, and she should have grown up into a beautiful woman, but
Sure.
instead,
Okay. So part of the contentions, part of the excuse that Shmuel has given that he was talking about Charlize Theron. So Big Dork here picks up on something here that if he was talking about Charlize Theron, he wouldn't have said she turns out into some sort of ugly person. He's talking about Eileen Wuornos. He's not talking about Charlize Theron. So people trying to say that he's talking about a 27-year-old Charlize Theron, he's not talking about a kid at the age of 27. He's talking about Eileen Wuornos herself, the subject of the movie that Charlize starred in. Okay, Eileen Wuornos, he said he's seen pictures of her when she was a little kid and he thought she was hot. That's what he's saying. Okay, so Big Dork kind of breaks this down a little better, I think. Let's give them a chance here.
Okay, so Buckman, and he says it in here, and Dean said it on in his. He didn't say it. He typed it out that Buckman was talking about Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron did not grow up to be an ugly woman, right?
She is fucking gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. She was gorgeous. She is gorgeous. She has not changed. So him saying what he said is obviously referring to Eileen Wuornos, because Eileen Wuornos was
a very attractive young girl.
okay, and grew up to be what we see,
monster.
The monster, and what we see. Of course, she was arrested, and there's actual.
There we go. So I mean, I don't need to belabor this much more, but Shmuel's been lying and trying to twist this to make it sound like I've been twisting it. And it's ridiculous. I mean, all he had to do since the beginning was just say, yes, I said some weird shit. It's not my style, but I fucking just stupidly said some really weird shit. He's been trying to say that we're turning this around on him. And I'm going to take this one step further. Let's just give Big Dork just a few more on this, because he's doing such a better job, I feel, than I at explaining this, because the guy literally put the work in and broke this down like the fucking Zapruder film, which I got to give Big Dork a shout here.
There's actual pictures of her as a child out there. There's pictures of her as an adult, of course, getting arrested and all that good shit. Now in the movie, all the picture, there was a montage in the beginning of her as a young child, like preteen, and there's pictures of her, or it's a movie, so there's shots of her as a teen, and
all right, I haven't seen the movie Monster, but I did look up Eileen Wuornos as a kid. You just Google Eileen Wuornos as a child, and this is the picture that comes up. This is the picture that Shmuel is referencing that he saw and said, that's hot. That's confirmed. This is the only picture of young Eileen Wuornos out there. So Shmuel, buddy, that's not good, dude. That can't be hot, and like whores that go through this, whatever you were saying, dude. That's like that's weird for anyone to say. Not just an old dude like you, but it's extra creepy when you do that. Um, you are a fucking sick, weird dude if you're out there looking at little kids and judging their sexualness. Like saying they're sexy and they're hot at that age is a no-no, and you need to check yourself about that, dude. It makes me think real bad things about you, dude. And I'm sorry. I just have to go on record and get this out there. Um, it makes you think about Shmuel a little differently. At least I do. And I mean, I've heard rumors. I don't want to spread rumors, but I've heard that apparently he has a kink where he asks his lady to dress up in a Girl Scout uniform. I mean, her nickname is Cookie. So once you start putting those two dots together, the jury rests. The jury rests, my friends. So just wanted to make sure that we were very clear about where my opinions on Shmuel Buckman come from and why I've said these things. But hey, everybody has their own reasons to be fans of other people. And I'm not saying don't be a fan of Shmuel Buckman. I'm just saying that he's a fucking liar. He will twist things to try to make it seem a way. He'll try to manipulate. He'll then run. And instead of facing the fire, standing in the fire, he'll just get on his little soapbox and try to spin things and whitewash things any way he can. So, there we go. Stevie, let Brian Landon handle this kind of thing. I mean, listen, I hope that Penny and the Big Dork continue this investigation into Shmuel. The guy starts his own fires out there. Again, this is like the Ray DeVito sort of thing where you take the guy's own words and then you put him in front of him and he turns inside out trying to justify it or turn you into the bad guy. It's very Ray DeVito-esque of Shmuel when all he had to do was just like be real and not try to use his misfires against other people. You got to own your shit, Shmuel. And that's that. I think we'll leave that at that, though. Mm-mm. There's a music stand in the background. Can we hear you play? What if I told you I'm not playing anything? I'm singing. What else here? This is the court for idiots. That's true. I'm. That's not wrong. You're not wrong. But I did just want to get that out there. So yeah, check out the Liam clip with Shmuel. Check out Penny and the Big Dork from yesterday. Check out MLC from yesterday. A crazy episode, entertaining episode, I think. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Can I sing Meshuggah Bleed. Can I sing Rocket Man? Maybe I'll start singing for requests, for paid requests like Pat Dixon. Yeah, maybe I'll start doing Pat Dixon's thing. Yeah. But yeah. Megan, I have no emotion towards Ray. I find the constant catty rants from Kevin to be annoying. Just like Stern's obsession with Gary's teeth. Not funny. Yeah, everybody's got their thing, their ticks. Yeah, I guess I'll do $5 requests if anybody does want to send them. Might be a little too early in the morning to start belting out numbers with people still maybe sleeping. But hey, Pat does it in the middle of the night, so why not me? But yeah, I didn't really have too much more today. I just wanted to go on air and confirm a few things, check in with you folks, remind you that you can always become a member at any time during the show or after. As a matter of fact, that's the cool thing about the internet is that you could just pop on and become a member anytime. So if you're watching this in the future, watching it back, join up. We will be taking these things off for free in the very near future. We will be going into the archives as well for members only. Going to pull up some old videos from behind the scenes at Compound Video, on the streets of New York City, and all over. I will start, like I said, going into the vaults and opening up the vaults. Voicemails, videos, pictures, you name it. We're going to get it out there. So please shoot us the $2.99 at the very least to become a little lunatic, and the streaming fun will not stop. But yeah, all right. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your Father's Day, and I will catch up with you pretty soon. Peace.